Howdy y'all, today new YouTube video, and I'm here to elaborate and talk about and show in demonstration the greatness of soft plastic fishing, especially in the summer times when the fish are harder to attract, where they're more sluggish and slow, and you're just too lazy to wake up early in the morning or just don't know what to throw out there, especially for beginner fishermen and other amateurs like myself, because I by all means am not a pro. It's a good way to get into fishing when you know what type of plastic to throw or what you're doing out there. And I thought about making this video because I know a lot of people out there that I've known, some maybe back where I used to live or whatever. They would ask me stuff about fishing because I like to talk about fishing. And I mean, it's hard to just say it's not rocket science, it's fishing, but obviously some people, it's harder for them to get into fishing if they don't know what to do, what to throw, where to go, and how to find their fish. And I know that with the summertime here and the sun being out, soft plastic is the way to go, right? So we're gonna get into this video and I'm gonna demonstrate and show you guys the different types of soft plastics that they have to offer, and what I like to use and what I recommend, or whatever you guys feel like doing and whatever you guys feel like testing out, you know what I mean? So yep, let's get right into this video and let's start showing you guys what it's all about.
Sit up straight and look at me right now!
First off, gear wise, what do you need? What do people like to use, and what are people throwing out there? And to keep it simple, you could throw a soft plastic on about just anything you want. If you have a bait caster, you can throw it on a bait caster. If you have a spinning reel or a spinner reel, you know, I personally like having a spinning reel combo, right? This is a reel that I've had for a while. I don't have a rod for it because the rod broke a while back and I haven't found a replacement one because rods are expensive, especially the Shimano brand. And you might be asking me, why Shimano? I don't know, I just like the brand. It looks cool. Looks nice. Look at this thing, you know? Pretty sexy, if I say so myself. Now, obviously, those are like saltwater, you know, can be used for saltwater and such. I'm gonna lay this down right here. But we're not talking about combos as much as we are. I personally recommend, if you are gonna start off your first time bass fishing, I would personally recommend you getting a nice, decent freaking spinning reel, right? And just to show and demonstrate, I have two with me right now, right? Where I have myself my Daiwa and my Lew's Speed Stick. Both great for freshwater fishing, and obviously I use the Daiwa a little bit here and there if I want to go and try saltwater fishing. I haven't been saltwater fishing in a while though. Right, but simply put it, soft plastics. What's the importance of it and why does it matter when you're fishing, right? And how does it compare to the other stuff? Here we have in front of me, not sponsored, is my Bass Pro Shop tackle bag. I bring this tiny one with me because I'm not gonna carry out a backpack with me the whole time. I have the backpack sitting in my car, and if I need any lures out, I put it in here. But mostly I usually do this because a lot of my lures I do use on my bait caster doesn't really get snagged up. But let's not get distracted, right? Soft plastics, what are they, right? You got a bunch of them. You got like the worms, you got a bunch of creature baits like this rage bug right here. You know, or you can go with a little lizard because bass will eat lizards too. So that's pretty cool too, right? And when you're fishing soft plastics, there's different techniques. And today, there's so many of them to count. You got the wacky rig, you got the Texas rig, you got the Ned rig, which uses these. The Ned rig uses these type of baits. You got swim baits, you got just about anything you can think about using for soft plastics as much as you can use little lures like these, right? And now you're probably thinking, well, Preston or Texas Rice or whatever you guys know me as, freaking Mini, how do I know? If there's so many soft plastics out there, what am I gonna be using? What should I throw? Well, that is a great answer. And to start off, I'm gonna teach you guys about the good old classic, good old reliable Texas rig. All right, well, for me, I have a rig already set up, but if you guys want a video on how to tie knots and stuff like that, I can do that too. But right now we're focusing on the main factor is the Texas rig. And if you don't know, I also like to add a little bullet weight to it. You know, for those of y'all that So what can I put on this Texas rig? It doesn't matter. How big is the weight? How big of the weight can I use? And can I use no weight? Can I throw on just anything on it? For beginners, for beginning off bass fishing, and you don't know what to throw, and you're like confused and no one's taught you, or you're just mixed up in things. Me, I personally will always throw a worm. This right here is the jewel of the crop. One of, if not the best type of soft plastic lure you can use, right? You're probably thinking to yourself, well, I don't get it. Like, how does this little floppy worm attract bass? Well, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, right? Bass don't have the best eye vision compared to humans, especially when the water is about maybe a little bit cloudy, a little bit dirty. If I squint my eyes and I blur my own vision and I look at this thing moving, it starts to look like a fish. And when you're in the water and everything's cloudy or dirty or muddy, shoot, maybe even clear sometimes, right, to a fish, this thing looks like whatever food is moving right there in front of me, I will eat it. That's what it looks like to them. Right? But anyways, enough explaining about it. So Texas rig is very simple, and it's the first thing I learned using whenever I started fishing back when I was in high school or back when I was a kid. And it's as simple as this. You just get the hook, doesn't matter. I use a 3/0 size hook. I think this is a 3/0 right now, but I usually use a 3/0 size hook. And then you go in through the top, like so. A little bit of like a 1/4 inch. Come back out like that. See that? And then you just slide it up into its little seat. See its little pocket right there, right? I call it the seat, so it sits there like that. See how it sits? Right there. Covers the eyelet a little bit as well. And then, if you want to know, you usually measure out how much like that, or I usually just bend it and poke it through until, there we go. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, or helicopters, whatever you identify as in the great big 2.5, that right there is your weedless Texas rig. Amazing. Simple, easy, and a great go-to if you are learning bass fishing, or if you just want to touch up back on, you know, stuff that you missed out. Like, I always will go back to the Texas rig whenever I feel like I'm having a slump or a bad day. And then people like me, or if you're a little bit of an impatient and you want to fish a little bit faster, I usually add a weight to the top. I think this is about a quarter ounce weight. And basically the way this works, if I wish I had a demonstration, actually I will have a demonstration. Let me see how this works for you guys that don't know how it looks underwater, especially if the water looks dirty and you're like, man, I can't see if I'm doing it right. When you hop your rod up a little bit, when I go up like that with the rod and the reel, I'm basically picking up my worm or my soft plastic, right? And how it looks is it goes up like that. I'm sorry, this thing sucks. But basically it'll go down, and how it falls is what it looks like. So basically it'll look like this, or I guess, ooh, my gosh. And so basically I like to hop it along, and it looks like it's going up, whoop, and then just straight down like that. It falls straight up and straight down like that. And now with the weight, obviously it goes down a little bit faster, but when you pick up the weight, the weight's gonna drop first before down first before anything else, right? Because it's in water. And then your soft plastic follows suit, but slowly after that once the weight drops, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? And then if you guys ever feel like spicing it up and feel like, you know what, I've used the worm enough times, what else can I throw on a Texas rig? And the best way I like to think about it is size, thickness, and action. If you feel like you want a little bit more action, I like throwing myself a nice little lizard. Look at this. See, a little bit thicker and juicier at these top parts right here. Then you got these little wavy legs, the wavy tail, and it's just gonna make a bunch of movement underwater. See, like that. It's gonna make a lot of vibration that attract the bass to come and bite your lure, your soft plastic. And this, it doesn't have to be black. It can be, green pumpkin, watermelon, any color like that, right? You just want to match the hatch, or you want to contrast the body of water that you're in. If it's dark, if the body of water is a little bit dirty and stained or cloudy, I like to throw in a darker lure, a darker soft plastic to maybe draw out the attention, and just like they see like a little shadow swimming around. They're like, yeah, I'm gonna give me some of that. I'm gonna come and bite the head off of this lizard that's just mocking me. Like, look at it. Oh my gosh. If I was a bass, I'd be eating this thing up. You do the same thing, right? As long as it's thick enough. Pull through. Bada bing, bada boom, and then seat it right there. And you got yourself a weedless, maybe a little bit off center, but a weedless representation, so you won't pick up any of that grass or weeds or anything under it. And it does just about the same thing, just a little bit more action. I can do the same thing here with this creature bait too. See, little creature bait, and just do that. It comes right on up. Look at that, smooth, weedless representation. When the bass bite down, boom, exposed hook. Amazing stuff. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your Texas rig. Anyways, and that's all it is to it. I can't stress enough how easy this rig is, but how easy you can screw it up, because people will just probably like flip it up and down. They're trying to fish too fast, or maybe they're not doing the right movements. But it's as simple as picking up the tip, let it drop, let it sink, lowering it, reeling your slack, and doing it over and over again, over and over again. And that's why I add the bullet weight, because sometimes the repetitiveness of slow fishing can get to me too as well. But you will never have a bad day when you're using a Texas rig, because it is by far the easiest rig. And It's as simple as that. Now that I've taught you the Texas rig and what its capabilities are, let's go out to those ponds, and I'm gonna show you a demonstration, hopefully with a live catch, that I know what I'm talking about, and I'm not just stumbling and bumbling like a fool over here. And hopefully we catch ourselves a big one. But yeah. Anyways, see you at the next pond, and hopefully we catch something. Whew. What's up, y'all? Long time no see. Just kidding. All right, so we talked about the Texas rig and what its capabilities are and what to use when you're fishing. And today I'm gonna show you guys how effective it can be, how effective it is, and what you look like when you're fishing it. Right now we got the Ocho KVD. Usually, personally, my best. I like the KVD brands, but there's plenty of other cheaper brands out there that you can use to fish, especially with the worms. So at this small little pond, and we'll see. The key is patience, but waited. In case I get a little impatient, we can fish a little bit faster. But basically, pretty simple stuff, right? And we just cast and we let it sink. I don't think the water here is that deep, so that's it. And typically you just pick up your rod, let it sink. Once you feel like that it's sink down enough, lower it, reel in the slack, pick up your rod, let it sink. Very simple stuff. Very simple stuff. Pick it up, let it drop, reel in the slack. Pick it up. We got caught some grass up there. There you go. Pick it up, let it drop, reel in the slack. Simple stuff. Texas rig. And then if I feel like there might be some bass in the area, I'll do a little hop along the bottom, try to entice them a little bit. And keep moving. If they ain't in this area, they ain't gonna be here. Walk up and down. See that? There's some movement right there. I don't know if that was a bass, but it's worth a try. Alright, just gonna. There we go. Let's go, baby. See that? You let that worm fall, they're gonna bite it. Let's see. They are gonna bite it. You gotta know where the bass are. I saw him moving. He was popping up on something. And he took it on the fall, because with a little bit of patience, they will take it. So, first bass of the day. Texas rig. Always the bass catcher. Good little guy. Little small fella. Decent. Take a pick. The bank is a lot further, so I'm gonna toss you. Thank you. simple, easy, and the worm stays pretty good. At least for the KVD ones. I love the KVD ones because they're pretty durable. I switched to Gary Yamamoto worms because they're a little bit cheaper, and my buddy highly recommended them. But as of recently, I catch like one bass and then all of a sudden it's like torn up. Even the small ones tear them up. I'm like, dang. This thing's overheating like crazy. I mean, I get it's a hot day today, but shoot, man. I think I've had it running for longer than like 5-6 hours before. It's only been since I got here about two-ish hours. Man, what the heck? Cooled off a little bit. That's good. I don't know how long I'm gonna keep recording though if it keeps doing it. Shoot, I'm trying to recommend my buddy's lawn care service. You know what? A little quick shout out to Grimes Lawn Service. If you live in Jacksonville area, North Carolina, you know, I would definitely recommend him. Cut my lawn because I was too lazy to do it, and I got one of them freaking mechanical reels, all muscle power lawn mowers, and I let my grass get too long, but you know, he came in clutch. So yep, shout out to Grimes Lawn Service. Little shout out to him. Hopefully people in the North Carolina area support his business. He's a good dude. Okay. That's the thing about nature. Everything wants a bite but the bass. There we go. Let's go. Finally, second bass of the day. Good old Texas rig. Oh, right through the roof. Look at that hook set. Let's get you free. Yep. Whew. Pretty dope. Second bass on a Texas rig. Let's go. Thank you for playing the game, buddy. And the worm is still intact. Oh, no. Man. It is so hot today. What even is it? 90, extreme heat watch. I chose probably one of the hottest days of this weekend to go fishing. Sheesh. Other than that, I've shown you the effectiveness and the range that your Texas rig will bring you, right? You saw me, I put on a heavier weight, so I started hopping it along the floor. You know, that's called flipping. I mean, I was flipping it around the floor, and it's when it does a little bounce thing. And then you could go weightless, and that's a little bit more of a patient thing. You just gotta let it sink, let it sink, let it sink. But sometimes, you know, the speed of your lure is what attracts the bass as well, right? Like the 2 fish that I did catch today, I had a bullet weight on it, not a heavy one, not a super heavy one like when I was flipping it around in the bottom of the pond, but a decent one. Like, it'll sink, but the worm will follow right after, and it's just a nice little finesse lure that'll get you catching bass, especially if you are beginning off and you don't know what to use, but you know that soft plastic is the way to go, especially in the summertime. It is really hot today, so like I wanted to get the heck out of here. Like, I was burning up. I don't know how many times my GoPro was turned off, like at least four times in the span of like barely, what time is it? It's 3 right now. In the span of like 3 hours that I've been here. I got here around 12ish, right? Yeah, like, sheesh. It is a blistering day today, but I hope that this video was very informative and it helps you guys understand the effectiveness and how to utilize a Texas rig and how simple it is. Stay tuned for next episode. Hopefully it's not too hot next time I go fishing, but we will jump in to the next most simple, even more simple than the Texas rig itself. And technically I should have started off with this video, but a wacky rig. Now that right there is a lot of patience, a lot of, you know, it's a very good beginner, but stay tuned for that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the fishing, enjoyed the information that is given to you guys. If I missed anything, or if there's more stuff that I left out, feel free to let me know, because I want to better myself and help you guys better yourself as well in these new upcoming videos, how to bass fish and how to properly use soft plastics. And yep, hope you guys enjoyed. Like, subscribe, share the video with people who want to learn to bass fish, or share it with somebody who has just lost their touch and just needs a little re-upper, because even pros, higher level bass fishermen to lower level bass fishermen, bass anglers, they need a little refresher on what they need to do. Like, even myself, I'll always touch back on the Texas rig. I'll always touch back on my basics, because if I'm doing something that is way too advanced and maybe the bass just ain't liking it, you know, keep it simple, stupid. And that's where we're at, especially in the summer. So I'll see you guys on the next video, but I will see you guys never. But yeah, see ya, bye.